I didn't know what to think. I really didn't.
And neither does the Vatican tonight. This Maryland woman says she prayed for her cancer to disappear, and it did. The Archdiocese of Baltimore is now preparing a report to send to Rome to investigate what could be a modern-day miracle.
Yeah, they're hoping the Pope will certify that Mary Ellen Hybel's cure was heaven-sent. Fox 5's Bob Barnett is here now with a story that the faithful are following very closely, Bob.
Indeed, Laura Bryan. Father Francis Silos was a Catholic priest who died 142 years ago. His sainthood now rests on the shoulders of Mary Ellen Hybel, who says she's simply returning the favor. She was a cancer patient with no hope of survival.
It spread to my liver, 2 places in one lung and another lung, my back and my sternum. And it spread all over.
That was 5 years ago. Doctors told Mary Ellen Hybel she would certainly die. But then a friend suggested she prayed to a 19th century priest who once worked at her hometown church, St. Mary's in Annapolis. Mary Ellen also wore a relic, a tiny fragment of the priest's bone, in a locket around her neck.
And then I had my CAT scan, and all the tumors had left. They had all disappeared.
With just a week's worth of prayers to the blessed Francis Xavier Silos, and Mary Ellen Hybel was cured.
I just didn't know what to think. I was thrilled.
So too, she says, was her oncologist.
He just said nothing like that has ever happened to him before.
When did she start thinking her cure was divinely inspired?
Right away, I think, It just had to be. I mean, where did all the tumors go?
Images of Francis Silos are everywhere at St. Mary's.
And you could see Blessed Francis Silos and the seminarians.
Father Louis Alphonsus Olive has spent the past 9 years at St. Mary's and says faith works wonders.
And it's all through the power of God that God uses these human instruments, the saints, to accomplish great things.
Francis Silos was eventually transferred to Louisiana.
Blessed Silos died in New Orleans ministering to people who had yellow fever, and so there's a great devotion following to him there, and being from the New Orleans area, we always had a great love of him and devotion to him.
Silos was beatified by John Paul II in 2000, the first step toward sainthood.
I think it's pretty awesome, don't you?
This is only the 5th time in 200 years that the Archdiocese of Baltimore has petitioned the Vatican to declare one of its own a saint. It's a lengthy process, one Mary Ellen says she hopes she lives to witness. Brian.